Hey guys, SeanB. Today's video is sponsored by Contours. Yes, you heard that right. So that I can bring you guys to the newest collaboration with Tekken 8 in Summoners War. There's so many events going on right now in the game that if you complete all these events by playing the game and doing the in-game activities and the mini-game and the fun event stuff in the event section of the game right now, you are going to get so many scroll that it is actually very mind-blowing, because I was able to do like a second or third half of my summon session with the free stuff they give you through the event, especially the shop event. So if you just play the game, or if you are spending money to buy packs, or if you are summoning, you save up scroll, or throughout the event duration, because the event will last all the way until October 1st. So 2 long months for you to enjoy the collaboration rewards. You're gonna get so many scroll, and with that you're going to summon many new units. But today's focus is going to be on the newest free 5-star limited time collaboration unit, Mr. Heihachi MISHIMA. He's free, by the way, and you get him in like 30 minutes of playing the game. And I think his skill kit is going to be very amazing for the Steel Fortress dungeon in this game. Right now, I'm using him to try and farm this dungeon, and I don't think I have a fail so far. The runtime can be anywhere from like 34 seconds to like 50 seconds. So overall, under a minute run for this dungeon, not too bad. And his skill kit is going to be very suitable for the Steel Fortress, because I think for an early game player, you're going to crush giants, dragons, necro, no problem, right? You're gonna do that in like the first week or 2 of the game. However, when you get here, you're gonna face some challenges, because these two are very challenging. And the first one is going to be Steel Fortress. In this dungeon, you're going to need a buff blocker to defeat the boss. However, the most popular buff blocker are going to be Zinc and Ling Ling. They're not exactly super consistent, even though all their skill and land block buff. And you can see that the 5-star buff blocker is going to be Agar, not the biggest fan of this character, and the other character doesn't really bring very good buff block. However, Mr. Heihachi is going to be the one to provide a buff block in this dungeon to make it much more consistent for you guys. So let me watch a run right here. You can see that she can do buff block really well. However, she will not do it all the time. So I think this guy is going to be here to make the run like super consistent with his skill 3 that can buff block, and the skill 1 that can buff block, that can team up with my rogue as well. And his damage output is really amazing. So when you pair him with the right team, I think you're going to absolutely crush this dungeon. And even though Artifact is not like fancy like a quad speed rune, farming Artifact is going to be the deciding factor whether you're going to be a very omega good Summoners War gamer or not. So I highly recommend you guys trying to build a team to farm Artifact as quickly as possible. So for this team, I'll be using Mr. Heihachi for the dungeon lead, because he brings a 44% attack power leader in dungeon, and that's gonna boost your team damage like crazy. His skill 3 will allow him to buff block the enemy. Skill 2, AoE defense break. So if he happens to use skill 2 during the trash wave, you can have AoE defense break to clear them even faster. And the skill 1 is going to block buff as well. So overall, a very good buff blocker. The skill 3 scale with attack power. Meanwhile, the other 2 skill will scale with the enemy max HP. So you want to build him with high crit damage to make good use of the scaling on the skill 1 and skill 2, and have high attack power as well as crit damage to maximize the skill 3 damage. And I think he awakened to accuracy, so having good accuracy is going to be very good for landing debuff as well. The fastest unit in my team is going to be Ling Ling to provide the buff block, and then after that we're going to have Lauren for the defense break, so we can do big damage. And we have the Raok to team up with potentially Heihachi to provide buff block with the skill 1, or just do good damage in the trash wave. And my main damage is going to be my newest buff favorite 4-star character in the game, Hua, to do double damage with the skill passive and just very big damage in general. I was trying to use Mr. Heihachi as a main buff blocker. Unfortunately, even though this video is sponsored by Contours, I can't bring you guys the good news that he can be a solo buff blocker. It's just not it, okay? Because he tends to skill 3 very often in the first wave, and then his skill 2 here, and then his skill 3 in the third wave. So by the time you make it to the main boss, you might not have the skill 3 ready to go. So I think he's going to be a very good secondary buff blocker, because I've been trying to use Ling Ling as a solo buff blocker. At some point, she will skill 1 and then miss the buff block. However, with Heihachi in here, you will always have the buff block, which is amazing because Heihachi skill 1 and 3 both can provide buff block. So if you skill 2 in a trash wave, you're going to clear the trash wave very, very quickly. So overall, I think I really enjoy using this team due to Heihachi bring a very, very good leader skill. Before this, I was using Hua as my leader to bring the crit rate, but then 44% attack leader skill for dungeon is really, really good. You can see that my Hua damage is just like crazy. She doesn't even need to move and get a turn during the middle boss to kill the middle boss with her team up with Rogue. That is like incredible. So you can see right there, like, oh my god, the damage that Hua can do with this leader skill from Heihachi, like you get for free, by the way. Like, I'm not trying to sell you a $100 solution. You get this guy for free. So I think he's going to be a great addition to your Steel Fortress team, and that is very, very cool. However, he might be usable outside of the PvE section of the game as well, and you can probably run the same build and use him in the Rift of War. So you can use him in Rift Raid as another debuff scaling damage dealer, or you can use him in the Wind Beast, or you can also use him in the Rift Raid, but the Wind element, right? You're gonna try to use him as another debuff scaling damage dealer. That's gonna be great as well. However, can he be used in PvP, which is where most of the player will be very interested in? So let's say you are fighting a very hard battle in Siege. Alright, for PvP, I think he's gonna shine on like a violent build. He can AoE defense break for the team and also do good damage and trying to survive with the Endure buff as well. The skill 1 and skill 2 can deal with enemy max HP, so maybe finding a tanky defense gonna be the optimal way to maximize this guy damage. So let's say I'm gonna use him with a healer like Tetra and then a death breaker like Fang Yin, for example. We're gonna go in and try to defense break the enemy. Let's try to kill the Kumar first, maybe. Let's see what we can do here. We have buff block. I can never say that word right. Let's try to defense break the Kumar, and then Grunt Endure do big damage. But unfortunately, this skill scale with his attack, and I'm trying to build him like a bruiser, so his damage is gonna be like insane. 15k, and then we're gonna do an AoE right here. Decent damage. I wouldn't say that it was like crazy impressive, but I think as a PvE unit, that is an okay result, right? Oh, no. There goes my defense break right there. And as a PvE unit with HP type, he's a bit tankier, so I think he's going to survive the Chandra damage just fine. However, we missed the chance to buff block that thing. And I don't think he has a strip in his kit, so that's going to be a mini problem. Trying to use him in PvP, but Tetra can strip. Never mind, Tetra cannot strip. And the defense work is gone once again. Let's try to switch the target to the middle guy. And let's try to see the skill 1 damage to scale with enemy max HP. I hope he doesn't violent proc out of the defense break. That's going to be great for showcase. Skill 1. Not the most impressive as well, because it's scaled with enemy max HP. So he's more like a boss killer than an actual PvP unit. And I think that is great, by the way. I think that is not bad for like a PvE unit to be given for free to you guys, because there's so many other things to be built for PvP. So I think a PvE unit is not a bad thing to give away in a collab event. Compared to, I think, previous collab, the unit has been not exactly built for PvE or any purpose whatsoever, which is kind of a big problem. So the damage, I conclude, is not like super optimal for the PvP section of the game, right? There's so many better damage dealt for PvP, but I think having a PvE unit given for free, not too bad. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna be good for the Order Artifact Dungeon, because if you AoE in this boss stage, you're gonna give the 2 towers free attack bar, and that is just not a fun time. So the left tower is going to cleanse all harmful effect, which means the buff block is not gonna work properly in this dungeon as well. Even though the boss can be buffed with like speed, the left tower is going to take care of your buff block. So, not a fan of Heihachi in this dungeon in particular. And the same can be said about the Abyssal Dragon. So, the right tower is going to cleanse all debuff. So, the buff block is not going to work against the immunity as well. But what about RTA? Okay? If I can beat a guy in RTA with this character, you guys have to leave a like in this video. For RTA build, I'm going to go with like a bruiser, fast, high crit, decent amount of HP and attack kind of build. I got a 999 attack stat. What? We got a speed crit rate HP, and I think we got decent artifact as well. I wonder. Oh no, that is not looking so hot right now. However, I don't think this guy is gonna be fast. If I ban Viva Chow, I can try to control him one way or another. Maybe. But how do I do that? I need another strip stun unit. Can I do Gianna? I think we can probably do Gianna. Yeah, let's do Gianna to scare him. We're gonna ban out the Viva. It's either he give him my Bison or I get Gianna in. Either way, I think we should be looking good. Should. I wonder if my Heigang strip is gonna trigger his Nemesis. I'm pretty sure that unit is on like a Nemesis double Nem whale kind of trap. But Heigang damage on a win unit is gonna be so minimal that I don't think it's gonna matter. All right, here we go. Shio's gonna get first turn. Probably gonna get pushed back right here, which doesn't really matter too much. Okay, it might matter because I'm gonna eat a bomb. I mean another bomb. Oh shit, it's gonna matter a lot now. Oh, that's bad, huh? I need to reset the Kashmir, and I need to do that before he touch me. Please don't trigger the Nem trap. We did not trigger the Nem trap. We're going to reset the Kashmir. We're going to AoE Death Brick. Good damage. No damage. PvE unit. That is a big problem. All right, let's try to kill the Kashmir before he managed to get a turn. But then there's a Ciara as well. You know what? I'm gonna try to kill Ciara. Big damage. Not too bad. Skill 1. Not the best, but we're gonna kill Ciara here. And then I'm going to not let him revive the Ciara because he has a skill 2. We're gonna provoke that. We're gonna push back the attack bar. I think we reset Kashmir with a skill 3 of the Cigar, so I think he's gonna be gone right there. We're gonna go AoE defense break again. Not too bad. We're gonna try to kill this guy with a skill 1. Couldn't do that. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Oh, he kind of hurt. Can I despair stun? No despair stun. That's not too good because this guy hurt a lot, right? Skill 1. Not a lot of damage. Oh, the Ciara is coming back. I think Ciara should have bomb and I have no way to cleanse the bomb away. Man, there's a lot of problem, huh? Oh, no. Wait, hold up. What can I do here? I can defense break. Okay? Because I have another chance to damage with Heihachi. And I hope that's gonna help. We're gonna try to kill this guy. If we kill Shizuka, we should... Oh, that kind of hurt, buddy. But if I crit right here, we do decent damage. And we're gonna survive the bomb with Endure. I think. Oh, I wish he cleanse or like buff his own attack or something. Oh, that's good damage. That's good damage. If I survive the bomb, we have no way to survive. No! We have no way to survive. Even if I violent proc, I don't think we're gonna win. Even if we violent proc. No, we have no way to win. He's on Vampire. No! Oh, this sucks. I take my L. That was a close one, though. That was a close one right there, dude. All right, we're gonna have HP leader for the boys so we survive. I'm not sure if my Shiho is gonna take turn 1. He's not very fast compared to the current standard of summons or speed nowadays. I'm in like a C1 tier. Oh, but we do take turn 1. If I AoE quad stun, it's gonna be the greatest turn 1 in the game. So I'm gonna do that because it's fun to do so. You know what? The greatest turn 1 of the game. We're gonna take away the bomb from this guy. And then we get a beautiful death break. Oh my god. And then... Come on, let Heihachi take a turn. Let Heihachi take a beautiful turn. Don't quit on me right now. We're gonna kill that Vert, baby. We're gonna kill that Vert. Here we go. Boom, baby. That's what I'm talking. Oh my god, Heihachi with the defense break. Wow. Absolute beautiful turn from Heihachi right there. Oh, you think you're gonna do something to me, buddy? You think you're gonna do something? AoE dot on you. Ah, you silenced my old man. It's not happening today. We're gonna stun you again. And then, little punchy punch. Not amazing damage, but it was something. It was something. Beautiful dot. Hey, that hurt. That hurts. That hurts, buddy. Let me win, okay? Let my boy... I mean, kind of calling boy. He's like very old, but he's buff though. He's like the goal of every young man is to be old and buff as shit. But he's kind of bold though. I'm gonna be real. He's a little bit on the bolding side. However, big punch, no damage. But there's no way a single bad looking puppeteer man is gonna beat me. Okay? Your bomb doesn't matter. and you will go down. I won, baby. I won right there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.